Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft. It is episode 72, and if I said that this episode has come out in quick succession to the last episode, then I'd be lying, okay? But I share a similarity in that with a certain GM of a basketball team. I'm not gonna say who, but you know, there's a certain player who has called him out, and you know, it might or might not be a number, the name of the team. Yeah, that'd be funny if James Harden was like, "Here are 76 reasons why I do not like Daryl Morey anymore." Would be funny, right? Yeah. I mean, you know, in all honesty, one thing I'm kind of hiding is that I recorded this episode like a week ago, like 72 a week ago. But a funny thing happened, and I think this is one of the first times it's ever happened to me in the history of this series, is that I forgot to press record. Yeah, I don't know. It happens, I guess. I guess like every freaking person who records stuff falls into this eventually, or will succumb to this mistake. But yeah, I succumbed to it last week. I like had a whole opening that basically was a play on the opening, right? Of like, you know, like, do you know who also is a liar? Yeah, some joke about that, and I would go into the Harden Morey situation, but it's already like 2 weeks old, you know. So it's already like more like 2.5 weeks old. I mean, there's a whole thing about it. The NBA investigated it, and as a result of the investigation, they fined Harden $100,000. You know, which yeah, someone on NBA Reddit just said like, oh, that's like 10 bottles of his wine. It's like, yeah. I mean, do I need to relitigate that whole thing, right? I guess I have to, since, you know, talking about basketball is part of my brand, and it's like probably like a part of my personality in general at this point. So like, okay, creeper blew up. So like, what are the circumstances of this? James Harden was in China. He was like doing a tour there, and then like people really love him there. And like the backstory, somewhat of the backstory behind that, of the context surrounding that, is that Yao Ming is from China, and he was a Chinese player who played in the NBA. I think he was the #1 overall pick in 2002, and he ended up getting drafted to the Houston Rockets. And as a result, right, a lot of Chinese NBA fans or basketball fans, I would assume, became Rockets fans by virtue of that, and I would assume it transferred over to James Harden. So yeah, that's why like he has all this love in China. And another funny bit of context / important bit of context is that if you remember, if anyone remembers like late 2019 in October or something around there was the Free Hong Kong protests, right? I do not know the specifics of that or like the whole thing of that. I just know that it was a thing that happened. I'm not gonna try to like be an expert on it, but you know, that was the thing that like LeBron got in trouble. They got a bunch of stick for, right? Of like, oh, you're supposed to stand up for freaking morals and stuff. Like, what are you doing? Like, you freaking sold out. It's like, it's the whole thing of like the NBA in general like has a lot of money vested in China, and like, you know, saying Free Hong Kong is going against China, you know. So that was basically the thing. And the one person in the NBA who expressed the sentiment in favor of Hong Kong, and by virtue of that, that's going to be the phrase this episode, by virtue of that being anti-China, saying Free Hong Kong, Daryl Morey said that he was like one of the only people, or / the only person, right? And he said a tweet that said Free Hong Kong, and like I think like Harden issued an apology or something, or like saying like, oh, we love our Chinese fans, you know, and trying to do damage control. But yeah, that's also the bit of context that Daryl Morey is James Harden is calling Daryl Morey a liar, and he's like, I will never be a part of any organization he's a part of. Let me say that again. Let me say that again. It's like he needed to say it twice to like a bunch of like children mostly in China, right? When he was being asked that question. Yeah, he was asked the question like, what do you think of the Sixers like shutting down trade talks for you or something to the Clippers because he wants to go to the Clippers, and when healthy, I feel like that could be a really dangerous team. I mean, I don't know, he could challenge the Nuggets or the Suns, but yeah. So, yeah, basically that's the other bit of context, is that Daryl Morey, who had a tweet that said free Hong Kong, or like made a statement like that back in like late 2019. Harden comes to China and like says Daryl Morey's a liar. Like I don't know, like I don't think he was thinking on that level, but it's just an interesting thing to think about. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I talked about like Embiid's future, right? Yeah, I kind of like him sly, kind of in that. Look, man, at the end of the day, I just want the Sixers to have a really messy season. AKA like underperforming in the playoffs again, not reaching the third round, not reaching the conference finals, and see what happens. So yeah, I guess that's the topic. Yeah, like I really lost like 20 something minutes of that recording, man. I don't know, it's still here, right? Oh my god. I'm recording. It says recording here. Dude, last time when I checked it and it said like start recording, I'm just like, oh. And then I just lost my whole mojo for that episode, which is why it took me like almost a week to get it back. Another interesting thing about the situation. Do I have another one? I just like said that before I like had the thought. Are there any other interesting tidbits from this like Harden Sixers situation? Harden did say that like, oh, he would consider maybe playing a season in China. I don't know. That was just a lot of things. Okay, I don't know. I think I would be willing to root for James Harden if he ends up on the Clippers, though. I don't know. I feel like it would. I feel like it would. Yeah. Any other like basketball news? Austin Reeves is really popular in Manila. The Philippines lost in like the FIBA World Cup to the Dominican Republic with Karl Anthony Towns, and Jordan Clarkson is part of the Filipino team. Jalen Green could also be a part of the Filipino team. I would assume it's like like the PBA, like and the women's soccer team. Like it's the same kind of thing where they just want to have anyone with like a trace amount of Filipino heritage on the team. Like it doesn't, like the bar for it's like extremely low. You don't have to be like full blood or something, or like fully naturalized or anything. It's like if you have a tiny bit of Filipino in you, like you probably can play, and you're really good. They probably want you to play. Did I talk about Kai Soto? Man? Dude, like Kai Soto is one of like the best like NBA kind of deep cuts like in the headlines or whatever in the sphere of basketball right now. Like I think like around like a year or two ago, like there was like some sort of headline that was saying like, could Kai Soto be the first like fully like born like fully Filipino basketball player to be in the NBA or something, or be drafted by the NBA or something. I don't know. Yeah, and that's how I learned about him. And then most recently he was on the Orlando Magic Summer League team, and he kind of had disappointing stats after during the Summer League when the Orlando Magic were playing and they weren't playing him. Filipino fans, because they're just basketball obsessed, were just storming the freaking Facebook page of the Orlando Magic and like demanding that they give him minutes. And then when he did get minutes, he just ended up being like really disappointing. Oh man. And then like in this recent game, if you see the box score, he just played a single minute. It's like, yeah, I don't know what's going on with Kai Soto. I don't know. Like, I guess, like, all I'm saying is that there is going to be a Kai Soto or like another like fully Filipino player in the NBA or even the WNBA. I don't know. I would like to see that first. That'd be cool. Damn, that would be freaking cool, man. I don't know. Oh man, I don't know. That'd be cool. Is it giving me an idea for something I could write? Maybe, but yeah, I haven't been writing much either, so Yeah. I don't know. It's weird for me to like recreate like what the topics were. Yeah, that basically. I'm restoring. I'm like restoring in my head what the topics were. I don't know. I could like I had there's like been so much that was happening this past week. I feel like that's interesting to talk about. Another basketball related thing, I guess, is that there's this like sprinter, 100-meter person on the Team USA who took issue. Yeah, like the statement is that like his name is Noah Lyles, and he's like taking issue with like specifically like NBA players, right? He gave the example of NBA players as his thing. Like his grievance, his like annoyance is like the thing of like when Americans win a championship in like baseball or basketball or football, right? Sports they've created basically, and they win the championship in the NBA or the NFL or MLB, right? They call themselves world champions, and then he's like, what do you mean world champions? It's like it's not the world. It's not the best of the world. And then like it's just causing this whole stir among like basketball people in particular. Like a bunch of NBA players commented like on like an Instagram post or something, including like Denzel Valentine for some reason, being like, this ain't it. I don't know. It's kind of dumb thing you said, but I don't know. Like, it is a thing where I genuinely see both sides. Like, the sentiment of, like, just because a country created this thing, right? And, like, just because a country created this thing, and then in their league, in that specific country, like North America, I guess, expanding it, in that specific continent, when that specific country or continent is the only one that plays the sport, right? And they win a championship in that freaking league, only in that country/continent, right? It's like, should it like be like quote world champions, right? It's like probably not, like semantically, right? I get it. I get that argument. I get it. But you know, there's like one Twitter user, was it the pettiest Laker fan, where he said like actually, yeah, like the funny thing is that basketball is like the sport where this actually is the most like untrue or something, right? Or like basketball is the sport that you probably can't make this argument against. Like soccer you can, right? But like with basketball, like the NBA is like the pinnacle of like basketball, right? Like the NBA is the collection of the greatest basketball players in the world. And I feel like I agree with that. I don't know. Look, man, I could be wrong. I've been following this stuff for like 2.5 years at this point? 3 years at this point. Jesus. Oh, man. It's been 3 years since 2020. So, like, I've been following it for like 3 years. And yeah, I would think that the NBA is still like the number one like league in the world in terms of talent, you know? Like, obviously, there's a bunch of international players in the league, right? In addition to Americans and Canadians. But, like, yeah, that's the thing, right? It's, like, I feel like the NBA is that place, right? But you could also say that with, like, other things. I was thinking, yeah, this has been on my mind, I guess. And I was thinking, like, is the NHL the collection of the best, like, hockey players in the world, right? Like, could you make a league internationally of another like roster of hockey players, and like could that be like the collection of the greatest, like could that collection of players be better or something? Like, I feel like with basketball, like the NBA, there's clear evidence. There's like, I don't know, maybe not clear evidence, but I feel like there's some evidence that can support the point of, yeah, like mostly the NBA is the collection of the greatest basketball players, and like you know, the basketball in the NBA, the players in the NBA, the talent level in the NBA is just, you know, marginally, significantly like higher than the rest of the world. Yeah, even with like international players. I don't know. It's a whole thing. Like the definition of like calling yourselves world champs when it's primarily one country that plays. It's like, yeah, obviously that's not. It is kind of dumb. It is kind of dumb calling it the World Series when, baseball is also an American pastime. It's known as an American pastime. It's like, how's it the World Series? I think there probably is something deeper to that, but I don't know. It's a thing. Yeah, there's the World Baseball Classic, right? I guess. So I don't know. Look at me talking about this for what? Already almost 20 minutes. Jesus, man. Yeah, so someone just brought up the clear put it in simpler terms, right? Someone was like, can the Denver Nuggets can any other basketball team from any other league in the world beat the Denver Nuggets in a best of 7 series, or even in one game? Maybe in an upset, maybe they can upset. I mean, we saw the Adelaide 36ers beat the Phoenix Suns in a preseason game, but it's obviously Chris Paul and Devin Booker weren't playing for the Suns at that point for that game. But so that's the point more simply, right? Does anyone think? Does anyone who knows basketball, I don't know if that includes me or not, think that any other league, the Euro League, the leagues in China, the leagues in whatever Canada, or if the UK plays basketball, does anyone think that those basketball leagues or FIBA, any team from there can beat the Denver Nuggets or even the Boston Celtics, right? It's I don't know. I kind of don't think so. Yeah. I feel that is kind of biased, but yeah, especially coming from me. But yeah, I don't think so. I don't think. I think yeah, another, if you could probably find a team or an instance where another team can win a game or two, but I don't know. I think if you run a simulation, out of 100 times, how many with a bunch of with every freaking team in league? I don't know if I'm sounding articulate enough, but if you run a simulation 100 times with each other leagues other than the NBA's team, all those teams from all the other leagues in the world other than the NBA, how many times out of 100 could they beat the Denver Nuggets? That's my question. Okay, just saying. I mean, it is kind of unfair since Nikola Jokic is the greatest player in the NBA right now, but I don't know. It is fair to say that Nikola Jokic is the greatest, the best basketball player in the world right now, right? No one takes umbrance. No one takes umbrance with calling someone oh, he's the best in the world, right? But yeah, I don't know. I guess a better thought experiment would be if America created these sports and had a head start, of course they're gonna be more talented. But what if every country got the same starting point, right? Which country would come out on top if every freaking sport in the world was played with countries and the winner was a country rather than just a city's team? Who would come out on top? Then it would actually be who are the world champions. Yeah. And then I'm and then in my mind when I was thinking about this, I'm yeah, and then you have boxing where it's the world champion is the world champion. Yes, it is. They're British titles, but I mean, do they matter that much outside the UK? Yeah. And they're and there's talks about there are too many belts in boxing, and what does the IBF, IBO, what do all those belts mean? Just tell me who's the champion, right? That's the thing about the other freaking thing. The other sport that's better is that there's one champion for each division. I don't know. I don't necessarily think that's too much of a problem in boxing. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I feel like there is a known thing that there are belts that mean more than others, but I don't know. Yeah, anything in boxing that has been controversial in the past few days? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if there's anything. I've been searching high and low. I've been searching as low as the belt line for anything. Look, man, I think I've been convinced that the punch was indeed low. Okay, Dubois, that punch was low on Usyk. Okay, just saying. If Usyk if Usyk saw that the referee was counting it as a knockdown and like was like starting to count, Usyk would have gotten up. he saw that the referee was counting it as a low blow, and then like that's the thing. Yeah. So I don't know. I didn't watch the whole fight, but I guess that's the result of that fight. Usyk fought Dubois. Dubois was like seen as an underdog, right? And then like after that, because like that like punch that was controversial, other people were seeing it as a body shot, mostly freaking fans of Dubois, aka UK British boxing fans. But anyways. Yeah, I don't know. Do I have anything to add to that? I just feel like the punch was low. I feel like a bunch of people were saying it's low, and then there's also people saying it wasn't low, but like some boxers saying it was low, some boxers saying it wasn't low. I don't know. Who do you believe, man? Someone summed it up in a tweet like pretty well. Is that like if you support Usyk, it was low. If you support Dubois, it wasn't. It's like pretty much. Yeah, AJ fought a fighter. Yeah, AJ was going to fight White for the second time. That got canceled because of a failed drug test, and then he fought Helenius, who Wilder fought as a comeback after fighting Fury for the third time. And then both of them got knockouts, Wilder and AJ. Wilder did it in 1 round, AJ did it in 7, I think. Yeah, 7, 8, 9, any of those rounds. And the funny thing about that is that the fighter who replaced the other fighter for having an adverse finding, aka testing positive for a banned substance, right? Ended up also testing positive for a banned substance himself. It's like man, dude, it really is a thing that like Matchroom, the promotion company behind Anthony Joshua, and like Eddie Hearn is like the face of that, the head of that. The guy on IFL I talked about in the previous episode. I don't know, man. They've been having a rough go at it lately, man. I don't know. There's also this other fighter, Alicia Baumgardner. She returned an adverse finding, and she most recently beat this fighter called Lamar in a rematch, and that was her only loss. So yeah, yeah, it's kind of a thing. Yeah, it's kind of a thing. And then there's still like that Conor Ben thing. I don't know, man. So too much. There's too much. Yeah, too much masculinity, man. Look, man, I can't really balance it out because I didn't see Barbie, but another thing I talked about in that episode that never was because I didn't press record is that I did read a book. How long ago this one? Like 3 weeks ago? I finished it like 3 weeks ago. Along for the Ride by Sarah Dessen. It has a Netflix adaptation. Yeah. Anything I want to reiterate? I don't know. I'd kind of barely summed up the plot, but there also isn't that much of a plot though. But it was an enjoyable read. But I don't know. It's interesting, yeah. Like basically, like the takeaway from it for me is that like I went into it thinking it was gonna be like way more of a romance than it was, right? Because like you would usually think of like Sarah Dessen books, like all her books, is like very romance centered and heavy, but it actually like wasn't. It actually was just a story of like this girl who moves to this like town, beachside town where her father lives. Her father and mom, her mom and dad got divorced. Her dad is living in that town. Her dad got recently married to a woman in her mid-20s. They had a baby together. She's like 6 weeks old in the story, right? And then like she comes to the beachside town, and then like the first thing she like sees is that friggin' the baby is just crying all the time, and they use this word called colicky. I made a thing of that. I like looked up the definition of it. I have no idea. I don't know. I guess it was just used to describe like the baby crying all the time. And yeah. She forms this romance with this guy who used to ride bicycles, like BMXs, right? She forms a friendship and romance, and yeah, I guess like the larger theme is about like going at your own pace, like being along for the ride in life, in anything. Like, it's okay to experience like important, like, quote, important, like, life events out of order, you know, like like going to a prom, right? Or freaking riding a bicycle, because that's like a thing. That's is that like the main character does not know how to ride a bicycle. Yeah, I don't know. Do I have anything to add to that? Is there anything else? I liked it. Yeah, it made me more interested in maybe checking out Sarah Dessen's other books, but I don't know. Yeah. I think of like Sarah Dessen as like an author in a similar vein to Morgan Matson, you know? It'd be interesting to like think about the differences between the two, right? Yeah, I don't know. The story is interesting. Yeah, I do like in the story how every character, like even like minor ones, like has like an arc to them, right? Is that they all undergo like some sort of change in a story, which I really like, you know, like the main character does, right? Like pretty much like everyone does, yeah, even like really small characters. So yeah, there we go. And that's another thing I got. Oh man, what am I gonna do in the Twitter segment? A funny thing about that is that once I realized that I lost those first like 20 minutes, like I went ahead and decided like I'm just gonna record a Twitter segment. So I don't know. I think like when I make this episode, I'm gonna look through the hard drive and like find that like piece from like a week ago and like see if there are any bits. There's like a bit where I talk about where I like find a tweet I bookmarked talking about like what books are gonna be considered classics, and then I just like was just reading through a bunch. Oh man, I don't know. I think I'll put that in and like edit it. I don't know. Hopefully I'll edit this like more. Yeah, the Twitter segment is probably gonna be cut up. Yeah, I'll probably put it like at some point. I don't know. So anything else like happened? Anything else that like happened that was interesting that I want to talk about? Oh man, dude. Oh yeah, there was also that other thing. Yeah, in addition to reading books, yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll talk about the book I'm currently reading next time when I finish it on the next episode. So yeah, in addition to reading, there's this other thing I like to do sometimes is play video games. And yeah, I also want to see people, I also had an interest before in hearing people talk about video games. And boy, have I found a podcast that deals with that. It's called Defining Duke, and it's on this channel called Last Stand Media. Yeah, let me just like reiterate just so much. Oh my god, dude. Remember, Last Stand Media was founded by this guy called Colin Moriarty. He was like a reviewer for IGN. He joined this thing. He like him and like this other reviewer at IGN called Greg Miller founded this company called Kind of Funny, and Kind of Funny and him and Greg decided to leave IGN and like go their own way with that, you know, kind of in a similar vein to another like channel, you know, and you know, I might be fans of, I don't know, I'll look if you know, you know. So yeah, they had a falling out, and I watched like a podcast with him interviewed, and it got weird. But you know, I don't know, that's not interesting to talk about. The bottom line is that Defining Duke is a podcast, and one of the people on the podcast that co-hosted is this guy called Mr. Matty Plays. And if you remember, I keep on saying if you remember, as like this is like this whole series is one anime. It's like One Piece. It's like yeah, I'm just gonna watch like all 72 episodes in order. If you remember this one little detail, I played in the Twitter segment a video clip of Forspoken, and Mr. Matty Plays like had that tweet of like, this is actual dialogue from Forspoken, illustrating how it was like corny, but I didn't really understand why it was so bad. Like, I guess it was corny and cringy, but it's not like horrible, you know? It's not like, you know, bad, really bad dialogue to me. But yeah, anyways, should I go into the history of Mr. Matty Plays? The story behind his Twitter handle I talked about. Yeah, G27 status. His first ever channel on YouTube, from what I recall, was a Call of Duty channel where like he would find glitches in Call of Duty maps like Modern Warfare 2 and stuff. and the channel was called Glitcher27, and then he made another channel called G27 Status, and then he made another channel called Mr. Matty Plays, and I don't think he posted any Let's Plays, so it kind of didn't make sense, because there aren't many videos of him playing games on the channel. But the thing he became known for in 2014, starting in 2014, was speculating on this game called Fallout 4, which was very hyped back then. I was very hyped about it. I remember when it first came out, like November 2015. I remember like pre-ordering it. To this day, it's the only game I ever pre-ordered. I haven't pre-ordered Starfield because it's on Game Pass, which is cool. Yeah, so yeah, his channel grew a significant amount because he posted videos speculating about Fallout 4 and like what might the game contain, and like he did this series where there was like a wish list. He had a wish list where like commenters submitted like things they'd want to see in Fallout 4. I don't know how much of it came true. Yeah, the rip to the freaking person who was like, I want a dialogue system. It's like, I don't know. I don't think you're really gonna get that. I want like actual like role playing and speech checks and freaking like, like things where it's like speech 75, and it's like a quirky line. Yeah, no, you don't get that. The most you can get is like freaking sarcasm if you played like Fallout 4. It's just that like wheel of like there's only 4 dialogue options for every freaking dialogue thing. So yeah. Anyways, his channel got significantly popular after that, and I watched his channel and I was a fan of it through 2015 and 2016, and I stopped watching his channel in like 2017 when like Fallout 4 was like basically done, and like what was the next game to come out after that? Yeah, Fallout 76 in 2018. That's when I stopped watching his channel. But recently I just discovered that he was on this podcast called Defining Duke, and Defining Duke is a podcast where they talk about video game news, mainly through the lens of Microsoft and Xbox. Yeah, so I've been listening to that, and his co-host is this guy called Lord Cognito, and he also is the host of a podcast that I'm very interested in now, that I've been recently getting into and listening to, called the Iron Lords Podcast. Yeah, Iron Lords. Yeah, which is like him and like I guess like Tree or like Tree of and him and 3 other people, and like I think like him, Tree out of those 4 like main people on that podcast are like his like OG like friends, like yeah did I say his name is Lord Cognito? Yeah, his name is Cognito or something. Yeah, that's Maddie's co-host, and he's the host of the Iron Lords podcast. And yeah, what I described it as is basically talking about gaming, but as if it's in a barbershop, basically. If a barbershop in like African American like black culture, right? Like just the talk going on, like the same way you would talk about friggin' boxing or like basketball or just like the stuff of the day, right? Like they talk about gaming in that way, which I find like really enjoyable. It's interesting seeing like I don't know, just like people of color, more people of color talking about video games. I don't know. It's kind of a thing like that. I didn't like really realize that there just really is a lack of that. I feel like even now, I don't know. It's just nice that like there is like a podcast that's like primarily like like that has like 2 or 3 black people on it, and like has like people of color like on it prominently, like talking about video games and stuff. I don't know. I just find it cool. Okay, because I don't know. If like, look, man, the gaming community on the internet, especially, it is kind of like, not. I haven't really seen that many like people. That much diversity in terms of like the people who talk about video games. So yeah, interesting. I don't think I'm really getting to be much more of a gamer, but like I have learned, I guess, stuff, right? Yeah. Yeah, mainly. The one game I'm excited about playing is Starfield, so yeah. I think I've started to like pre-download it, because you can pre-download it onto Series X, S, whatever. Yeah, I'm probably gonna play that. I don't know. I don't know if it'll fully replace 2K for me. I've been just playing so much 2K, man. It just never ends with me. I've consistently been playing 2K for like a year and a half now. It's just, oh man. Is that everything I wanted to talk about? I've been going like straight for so long, man. It's still recording? Yeah, 37 minutes. Oh man, I hope I've been coherent all the way through. Yeah, my throat is kind of killing me. I want to drink some sparkling water right now, so yeah. Anyways, I guess that's basically all I had for this. I don't know. I guess I have to do another episode, because like part of most of this was just me recapping what I talked about in that scrapped one, or like the part that never came to be. Yeah, if it was recorded, I probably would have uploaded another part by now. There's also an issue with Life is Strange Wavelengths, because I recorded a part 2 of that, and the slight problem is that there are 2 freaking songs in there that give me trouble, and every other song you can put in there like as copyrighted music, and I don't care about like monetization at all. I'm not eligible for it. I just want to be able to put the music in and not have the video be blocked. But like 2 songs in there, like make the video blocked and unwatchable in all territories, even though like my Korra AMV got unblocked. Oh yeah, I talked about that, right? If I didn't talk about it, I'm talking about it now. My Korra AMV is unblocked, as far as I know, because like it appears in my watch history. So yeah, basically, I posted a link to it in a tweet. So, anyways, anything else? Any last minute things before I get into the Twitter segment? I don't know. It's just, oh man, just a lot to like catch up, I guess. Who I don't know. Who do I think is gonna win the title this frickin' upcoming season in the NBA? I don't know. Yeah, it's probably. I don't think not much has changed on that front. I salvaged it. Yeah, the Nuggets are number 1. The Suns are number 2 probably for me. Celtics number 3. I don't know. I don't know what to choose between like the Suns and the Celtics, but I don't even know if the Celtics are gonna be like better. if all I ask is that Dame gets traded to Miami in January. There you go. So anyways, I'm really parched. My throat is like burning up on the verge of right now. So yeah, I guess I'm going to move on to the Twitter segment. If you see like a part about me talking about books, it probably is from a week ago. So yeah, be wary of that. The last few months of this website has been a little bit like if your drug dealer were to slowly but reliably make the drugs less fun and more tedious. Oh man, I wonder what that could be a reference to. Yeah. It's fine, man. I mean, look, as long as it's still a website, as long as you can still tweet and like the tweets and retweet and quote dunk retweet, it's fine, man. That's the thing. Everyone is just getting too apocalyptic, man. It's just too much, man. That's my thing. I don't know. It's so hard to muster up the energy to be like, this place is really dying, huh? Or even just to muster up the energy to have a tweet of like, well, I'm gonna be on this sinking ship till the end, or like get a freaking blue sky code and be like, I'm here, I created my account. It's like, I understand that like for Twitter for a lot of people is like way more important and like is like a business tool basically, right? Especially if you're like a freelance artist or something. But I don't know, man. It's a thing. It's just the over dramatics. It's the histrionics of it that I'm just like, okay, all right, man. I don't know. Maybe it's just that I've seen too many tweets of it, man. It's always just, that's the thing. You get mad at like the things you see a lot. That's the thing. That's why a lot of people get mad at tweets. But I just don't feel the need. I just don't feel the need to get overly freaking upset. Saw Oppenheimer in a completely empty theater with my dad. So the whole time I got to say things like, "That's the guy who directed Uncut Gems. That's Casey Affleck. That's Einstein. That's Han Solo from A Star Wars Story." And they'd be like, "Wow." Oh man, dude, there's just too much discussion on these films, man. Yeah. There's the Barbie discourse is actually, yeah, there's not that much discourse. I don't know. People, yeah, discourse has gotten such a negative connotation, but I don't know. It's mostly positive on Barbie, but you know, it's the whole thing of like, is Barbie feminist enough, right? I brought up the thought experiment of like, would Daria have seen Barbie? Did I come up with a conclusion on that? Like, I don't think she would, but like, I feel like Jane would be the type of girl to go to that movie. But like, obviously Daria would see Oppenheimer. That's the part I didn't freaking think about. It's like Daria would have seen Oppenheimer though, right? And I think Oppenheimer is gonna be the one that wins the battle of like, this one is the more critically acclaimed, but Barbie is gonna win the battle of like, but a lot more people like considered, a lot more people found Barbie to be like enjoyable, and like it at the end of the day it like made more money at the box office. So you know, I guess that's the conclusion to it. Someone tweeted, "Help, I just woke up from a 3-year coma. WTF is folklore, Evermore, and Midnights." And you're telling me Taylor has released 2 re-recordings? What the hell is this Eras tour? And what, apparently 1989 TV re-recording is also happening this year. Man, imagine that. Imagine just like being a Taylor Swift fan and then just like cutting freaking from 2019 all the way to 2023. It's like, what happened there, man? What happened there? Of like, oh, you know, like Taylor. Oh, you know, when Lover, it's like Taylor's got her groove back. Oh, look at that. Well, you know, I feel like Reputation, probably the critical reception to it's probably a lot better now in hindsight. In terms of like, a lot of people look at it better now than then, right? But yeah, I don't know. Just going from Lover to like, oh no, she's the biggest artist to ever live in our generation, and like she's selling out stadiums. It's like, oh man, it's a lot, you know? Someone said, kudos and comments aren't enough. I need to hand deliver a basket of ripe fruits and golden jewelry to my fave fanfic authors. Oh man, here is a tweet that I bookmarked way back. I don't know, like at least like 2 weeks ago. someone posted a tweet basically being like, yeah, do you ever sit and wonder what books from our generation will be considered classics in the future? And I guess a lot of people, there was like one quote tweet that are like, none of these are going to be considered classics. There's another tweet that's like, really? The Hunger Games you wouldn't consider as a classic, right? I don't know. But I haven't checked the quote tweet. So what do people think are classics before I just get annoyed? What do people think? What kind of opinions are people going to have? Oh man, someone said, yeah, little reminder, in order for a book to be considered a classic, it has to be well written. I don't think that's true, man. I don't think that's true. I don't know. I don't necessarily think that's true. I could like, you know, name things, but it's like, I don't know. I'm past that point, you know. I'll just let people come up with their own conclusions. Someone said Hunger Games, yes. Song of Achilles, Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, Pachinko, Babel, On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous, the Prairie of the Orange Tree. I just want to see the list. I don't know. Percy Jackson. For someone, another person said Percy Jackson. I just love how y'all keep forgetting that there are books beyond the book Twitter and also book talk books that get critically acclaimed and win prizes, especially the non-English and or non-American books. But that's the thing, though. Like, that's the thing. They're like, it seems like now there seems to be just such a divide between like National Book Award winners and like the books that are popular on quote book talk and Twitter, you know. It's like, I don't know, I feel like, but there are like crossovers, right? Like I feel like RF Kuang is someone who like bridges that gap where like it's both categories, right? Like you know, Babel and the Poppy War and Yellowface are like, you know, popular on book talk and Twitter, and like also like probably like outside of it. But I don't know, it's not like, you know, it's weird. I don't know what I mostly read. I don't really read many like contemporary like adult fiction from the past like 10 years. Yeah, A Man Called Ove and frickin' Eleanor Oliphant were the last ones I really read from the past like decade, to be honest, in adult fiction. But yeah, I don't know. what did I list for YA in this? I quote tweeted it and I put more happy than not, and I put patron saints of nothing, and then I put why am I forgetting it? I could literally just go to my tweet. More happy than not, patron saints of nothing, the To All the Boys series, and what, Eliza and Her Monsters? Oh, I wanted to put that, but yeah, what is the other fourth one? I could just like look in my tweets. Yeah, the Poet X. So yeah, those 4 books basically I put as like classics in YA that I feel like, but I don't know. Maybe some people could like consider other ones. What else do people think here? I guess. No, I don't want to code it, man. Dude. Please. I just want to check the quote tweets again. Please. Here you go. What do other people think, man? Legendborn? Gideon the Ninth? Man. A comprehend... What? A book, but the reputation about Carly Kloss, a comprehensive guide to the gayest album of 2017 PowerPoint. Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Kaler, the timeline. What? The perks of being a wallflower. I mean, I don't think this is saying like our genre. I don't know. I feel like that is a classic, but that's 1999 though. I was considering like anything from like post 2000. Yeah, I guess that's like close enough. The Maze Runner, Bridge to Terabithia in that same tweet. Another one saying Song of Achilles. They're saying Six of Crows. What's wrong with Six of Crows? What? Twilight. Another Percy Jackson. More people saying Song of Achilles. I'm glad my mom died by Jeanette McCurdy, I guess. It's none of the books book Twitter is reading. Like, what do you mean, The Cruel Prince? Oh, man. Captain Underpants. The responses to the tweet is why I want y'all to diversify your reading. Yeah, someone mentioned, Akweke Mizzy here. Yeah. Y'all ain't mentioned none of them. Colson Whitehead, Tia Williams. Y'all talking about the damn Hunger Games, man. It's a popular fiction book. Yeah, I'm not finding other books that I'm thinking about here that would be close to the wrong answer. Not reading anything the kind of substance that we're talking about here is fine, but y'all please don't come listing every book Twitter / book talk hit in the reply to this question just because it's all you know. These quotes are insane. Oh, man. People reading, man. Yeah, people can read what they want. It's fine. But it's like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, is The Hate You Give technically a book talk sensation? I think it's like beyond that. I feel like a book talk sensation has to be like anything published like 2018 and like, yeah. Like, I feel like the cutoff for, like, something being a book talk sensation has to be, like, it gained the prominence true book talk first, right? Is, like, you know, and you know the books associated with that. I mean, you know, like, yeah. Like, what, Lightlark, you know? I mean, I don't know. All My Rage. Ooh, I have this book. I want to read it. Imagine calling a book a classic, like, like, I just let out the ugliest laugh. I don't know. I mean, it could end. It could end with it. I don't know. It could begin with it. I don't know. Oh, man. Someone made a whole freaking graphic. Yeah. Legendborn's on there. Someone memed that book. I mean, auto reply saying an abbreviation, skip this generation. I'm begging you to expand your reading. There's so much amazing stuff out there right now. You guys just don't read anything that doesn't get shoved in your faces on TikTok. Yeah, I mean, that's basically what people are saying. I mean, I don't know. Who reads books, man? I don't read the kinds of books that freaking Twitter or TikTok talk about, right? Like, the last books I've read. Well, the last book I read was Along for the Ride by Sarah Dessen. It's like, no, I mean, I don't know. Not really, you know. I feel like that probably would have been like a TikTok-y kind of thing. Would it have, though? Because there's not really that much of a romance in it, you know, as I've said earlier in the episode. I don't know how I'm going to edit, but yeah, it's a thing. Yeah, none of them based on my experience working at a bookstore. Oh, man. If I want to try to realistically answer this, like, what would be here? What would honestly? Little Fires Everywhere? Daisy Jones and the Six? I mean, like, I don't know. But even that, like, even, like, Taylor Jenkins Reid is becoming, like, like more like a TikTok-y type of freaking author people bring up though, right? If the book you're saying has been on TikTok before, just oh my god, dude, this has probably been said, but I see the Poppy War. There you go. There you go. Right where you left me. Right where you left me by Long Story Short 1989. Fan fiction. Oh man, dude. More people. It's definitely not ending with us. Can anyone have like an answer that's interesting? Can anyone have an interesting answer here? Can anyone? The Mortal Instruments? Okay. Anyone? Anything? Oh, man. The author will make it so we have no classics for 2 generations minimum. That kind of is the thing, though. Like, but, like, I mean, like, I don't know. Everyone tries to point the finger at, like, Coho, you know, as the shortening is. But, like, I don't know, man. Like, I talked about Twisted Love, right? Like, it's like there are bigger targets, I feel like. That's the thing. I feel like there should be. Like, that's the thing. I don't know, like, if having negative opinions on It Ends With Us, or, like, that author, like, I don't know. But, I feel like it's, like, a lot of, like, criticism gets levied, and I'm fine. It's cool, I guess, but, like, I don't know. It's a whole thing. It's like people are just like there's a lot of people negatively reacting to book talk, like hyping up all of the same types of books that lean very much white and like do not include that many people of color, right? Yeah, I don't know. Am I done with this? Okay, what? Oh man. Yes, everyone's saying The Hunger Games. Oh man, all the light we cannot see. Unlike some people, my problem with the quotes isn't the fact some are saying listing YA. A lot of classics would be considered YA now. Yeah, like Little Women, yeah. My problem is the books you guys are listing specifically. Shatter Me is not going to be considered a classic. Oh man, dude. It's the whole thing of like defining it specifically as like classic literature, but it's like, should we expand? Like that's the thing though. Like that's the thing. Like how people are saying like both of these things. That's another interesting thing, right? Of this, I guess this is gonna be like most of the Twitter segment. I don't know, based on how I screwed up the previous recording, but like you don't you want it both ways though, right? Aren't these like isn't the sense is don't you want it both ways, right? It's like a lot of people who are young are complaining that like the literary canon is too white and freaking too just like boring, right? But then it's like, oh, but why these YA books can't be classics though, right? I don't know. It's weird, isn't it? So what if like a YA book can't like it should, I don't know. So what? Like I feel like it should be. I feel like Morgan Matson books should be considered in the classic canon. I feel like these certain YA books should be. Like Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret is a classic. I don't know. I don't know. Whatever, man. Am I done with this? Oh man. Yes. The Cruel Prince and the Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. Oh man. Anything else? Babel Murakami might be a red flag author, but his books will definitely make it to Japanese classic literature in the future because his writing style is very unique. Anyways, there you go. That was a lot, man. That was a lot, but you know, I feel like it was necessary. The top downloads on iTunes is like being the most popular bingo announcer at their retirement home. It doesn't matter. And this is in reference to this guy who made a song. There are 2 songs that came out. Yeah, there are 2 songs. Yeah, well, like kind of similar, right? Like the latter song, yeah, Richmond, North of Richmond, there were like a significant amount of people being like, oh god, this is actually like, he actually is kind of, even though he might be like conservative, like, but like the things he's saying here, it kind of is touching on like class and stuff, right? Like it's kind of, even the, I mean, I don't know. But yeah, the other song was what Jason Aldean, Try That in a Small Town, and that's just about like, I do not like how the people are just so anti-police and anti-authority these days. You should try that in a small town and see if you get the same result, right? In response to what, just general protesting or something? I don't know. It's weird. But I don't know, Richmond, north of Richmond, like, I don't know, yeah, like, it's kind of a, yeah, I don't know, a lot of people are kind of, like, pointing out that, like, what do you think he's talking about? Like, do you really think that it's simply just, like, you know, a class thing? Like, I don't know, it's not, it probably isn't that good, okay? But I don't know, there were some people saying that it was just a generally good song, though, that, like, that song was good, but the Jason Aldean song, like, it wasn't a good song. But I don't know, I'm just wildly speculating here. A Pop Crave tweet right here. Haley Williams of Paramore tells what? I don't know. Tells some outlet that she's been wanting to collaborate with SZA for about 6 years now. I'm sending the text weekly at this point, and then someone quote tweeted, SZA, open the phone, open the damn phone. That would be interesting. I don't know. You know what Paramore should really collaborate with? I mean, I don't know. There's a band from the UK that they said they were influenced by heavily on their last album. So I don't know. I mean, maybe the lead singer of that band could hop on a song, do something, or maybe the opposite. Maybe Haley Williams could appear on a Bloc Party song. I don't know. That'd be interesting. Oh yeah, did I talk about that? Bloc Party released like a song, like it's part of like the High Life EP, I guess, and like one of the songs is called Keep It Rolling, and like it has this kind of like emo-ish kind of vibe, right? I might have talked about it before, but yeah, it has this guy called Kenny Hoopla on it. Like, I don't know, man, it's like cool, man. It's freaking cool. Bloc Party's always had like an emo vibe, but yeah, especially that one, I don't know, just really, really freaking cool. Yeah, this is a tweet that I saw recently. There's this indie band called Grizzly Bear, and the lead singer of that, well, one of the lead singers of the band, A.D.H.D, right? Yeah, if you want to listen to Grizzly Bear, just listen to 2 Weeks. Yeah, I mean, I guess check out Makedamnsure if you like the vibe of that, and like their album after that, Shields, is also like pretty good. I really like Yet Again and Speaking Rounds off that album, but yeah, apparently because Grizzly Bear isn't really a band anymore, right? They've all basically moved on. Daniel Rosen is doing solo music, and I think A.D.H.D might have done some solo music, but whatever. But, you know, A.D.H.D is now officially a therapist. He's a licensed therapist. And I tweeted, are the first 2 weeks free? So, yeah, so good for him, man. Yeah, just a thing that in musicians having day jobs should be a thing that like I feel more people should see, because it's not like a lot of musicians like can't freaking pay the bills only freaking and live solely off of freaking touring, right? Very few freaking actual artists can do that. So yeah. I wonder if they're still like getting any residuals from frickin' 2009. If only they could be, right? I don't know. Okay, first up, I don't know. This account has like come up in my feed like multiple times, and I'm kind of like, you know, semi interested in it. It's an account called Romance Quotes I'd Die For, and I guess it's just like a bunch of quotes from romance novels that someone posts. So yeah, I guess I'll read this quote. You're not a pit stop, you're my finish line. There's no one after you. I want you for eternity, not for a brief moment in time. And the tweet directly after in the thread, is the book it's from. So, what book is it from? It's from Kiss the Sky by Krista and Becca Ritchie. They wrote it together. It's like sisters wrote a book together? Huh, interesting. Man, the Tegan and Sara of the freaking literature world. I don't know. Okay, since this tweet came up in my feed, this is the part 2 to what I was talking about earlier with the world champion stuff. The quote is from Noah Lyles, and it's on how hard it is to win a world title in track and field. Yeah, see, I would assume, obviously, it's like, you have to, like, know where it's coming from. From an Olympic athlete, right? It's like, yeah, in track and field, there isn't, like, a freaking only American track and field league, right? It's like, yeah, like most with these things like track and field and other sports that aren't basketball or football, you know, obviously it's always competing against the world, right? Yeah, boxing too, right? But with basketball, it's yeah, in baseball it's like mostly not, and yeah, definitely the NFL. Even though they want to freaking like stage games in like England and stuff, like it's weird. I don't know. The quote is, "You know, the thing that hurts me the most is that I have to watch the NBA finals and they have world champion on their head. World champion of what? The United States?" And I'm like, I mean, yeah. They're the champions of the NBA, which in the NBA is largely seen as the greatest, as seen as like the most, like the best basketball freaking league in the world. So I guess other freaking people's comments. Somebody help this brother. Kevin Durant responding to Noah Lyle's comments, and then a bunch. And then this is the thing I was talking about. Katie said, "Somebody help this brother." Devin Booker posted an emoji like confused. Damian Lillard, okay, said TF, and then laughing, crying emojis. Aaron Gordon said, "Whatever, I'm smoking buddy in the 200 meter." Tyus Jones said, "Yeah, this ain't it." Juan on Juan, is that Juan? That's not Juan Toscano Anderson, right? Last time I checked, the NBA was the best competition in the world. Udonis Haslam said, "Big fan, but gone with that Bulls, Bull S, brah." It's like, what? Like, okay, yeah. I don't know, man. Just weird. Okay, let me see a reply to this tweet. Yeah, someone said the argument some Americans give when they heard NBA winners are not world champions but local basketball club winner. Oh man. It's fine. It's fine, man. I don't know. What should the conclusion of this freaking saga be? Look, man, if you want to call it freaking Champions of America, call it that. But it's how, like, I don't know. Like, I guess it is, since all of the teams, but it's not. But the Raptors are there though, right? That's the thing. Like, I guess if you want to satisfy people who think this way, it'd be like, we're the champions of North America. But it's like, okay, I don't know. I guess like what, like maybe like once the Denver Nuggets like won the NBA championship, it would have been like, okay, pack your bags. You're going to Europe and you're playing in EuroLeague. The EuroLeague champion versus the NBA champion, and then you move on, and then it's like you're going to Asia. The NBA the Nuggets that just go on a world tour after that. It's like freaking 7-game series in Asia, in Europe, in freaking South Africa, in freaking South America. Like, I don't know, anywhere, any league. I don't know. Is there a conclusion to this? Yeah, I guess that's basically it. A tweet from Pop Crave said, "The Idol has been canceled after one season at HBO." Did I talk about? I really am trying to remember if I talked about it. Look, man, I don't need to talk about this stuff, man. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I just have, I don't know. I just basically stopped talking about anything. I feel like I should just stop talking about anything Sam Levinson is a part of, okay? Like, I feel like that's the issue here, right? Like, I feel like my problem with Euphoria is that Sam Levinson is the one behind it all. I feel like it's his specific, like, style in writing and directing that I don't like. So, yeah, I guess. Just my conclusion, yeah, just watch Skins. You know, Skins is cool, man. Like Generations, like 3 and 4, I said, right? Yeah, like you don't need to watch like seasons 5 and 6. I'm sorry, I cannot stay away from the NBA. There's a really funny quote tweet to a semi-funny kind of tweet, a statement from a player. Thanasis Antetokounmpo, aka Giannis's brother. Yeah. Giannis' brother reveals he was close to leaving Milwaukee for the Knicks this summer. And then he said, "Obviously, Giannis is my brother, and obviously I love Milwaukee. I love Milwaukee. But at the same time, I want to play. You always want to play and feel important. And at the same time, you want, like, it's just because of how I am as a player." Yeah, I mean, how much more playing time would he get on the Knicks? Like, what? I mean, what other team could Thanasis get more playing time on than he does now? Like, I'm trying to think, like, I really do not think there really would be any team. I don't know. Even, like, like, all the team, like, the Pistons or the Magic or the Spurs. Maybe the Spurs, I don't know. But, I don't know, yeah, he's not taking minutes away from Victor or, like, Jeremy Sohan or something. I don't know. And then someone quote tweeted it, "Dislike good announcing he almost left Young Money." Oh man. Oh god. Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about this. I forgot to talk about the show, the new look, Undisputed, with Skip Bayless, and from this photo, Michael Irvin, who recently there's been stuff that has come out. I don't know. There's a reason that Michael Irvin is on Fox now, and he was on ESPN, but he isn't. He suddenly wasn't on ESPN. There's a reason behind that. I don't know. I just don't want to bring it up that much. Not because I don't know, but yeah, he's also joined by Richard Sherman, who is they're all NFL players. They're all ex-players. He's joined by Richard Sherman and Keyshawn Johnson, and this is the main panel to talk about the NFL, I guess. And I also saw that there was a headline from our NBA, because where I get my freaking information from, that Rachel Nichols is gonna be joining Skip, to talk about basketball, presumably. And I'm like, really? Really? I don't know. I don't know, man. Will this work? Is this really how Skip wants to end his career? He got a new freaking song from Lil Wayne. I don't know. That's a weird thing too. How Lil Wayne and Skip are really good friends. I don't know. It's just it's weird. I listened to a bit of the song. It's okay, right? I don't know, man. Am I gonna be watching that much of this? Yeah, probably not. Yeah, I don't know. I've been watching more of another show featuring another guy that is kind of annoying. Yeah, the show that takes place after this show is The Herd, with this guy called Callum Cowherd, and after that is this show called First Things First, and yeah, it has someone who yeah, he has some opinions. I don't know. Oh man, some say he's right, some say he's wrong. I don't know. I don't really know. So yeah, I don't know. I've been watching a few clips of that, and yeah, it's somewhat growing on me, man. It's somewhat filling the void of frickin' take shows where people freaking talk about freaking sports. I don't know, man. I don't know how I got into this. It all just started from First Take in late 2019. I really don't know. But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be watching. I don't think I'm gonna be that interested. I watched a little bit of it. There was a clip where Michael Irvin, as he always does, from what he was doing on ESPN, goes off, I guess. He's really energetic. I don't know, man. It's a thing. I don't think I'm gonna be that interested in it. So yeah, yeah, this is the new look, Undisputed. So, yeah. Oh, also, in addition to that, yeah, Shannon Sharp, formerly Skip's co-host, is joining Stephen A. Smith on Mondays and Tuesdays to talk about the NFL, and I would assume sometimes freaking LeBron and the Lakers. So yeah. Interesting thing that's going on there is that, yeah, wasn't someone said that when your ex hooks up, yeah, I don't know, something about exes with when he or she hooks up with your ex, I don't know, something, it's a messy situation. I think is this gonna last for Skip? That's my thing. Is it gonna last? I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah. I feel Skip is just gonna be out freaking talked, he's probably not going to get that many words in if he's going to have 3 people in addition to him at that desk the whole time, right? I don't know. I don't think it, but whatever, man. Is it going to create entertainment, which is the bottom line? It's probably. There's probably going to be some friggin' stuff, and that's entertaining from this. But, at what cost, basically? That's the thing with these sports debate shows. At what cost? But, debating about sports is way better than debating about, politics. Oh, I heard there was a debate, a few days ago. Yeah. I made a joke about it. I was just what is that debate about? Yeah. There was a debate about Steph Curry versus Magic Johnson as in who is the greatest point guard ever. Steph put himself in that conversation. He said it's either me or Magic. Then people were like, is Steph better than Magic? And then people were like, no. Some people were like, no. Some people were like, yes. I don't know. But, debates, I don't know. I don't really know if another, debate. Was there another one? What were they debating over? Did the former president's mugshot look good or not? Yeah, there you go. I got both of those things in. So, Yeah, basically, Undisputed is gonna be a show that's gonna continue. I don't know for how long, though. I don't know. I really don't know how long Skip's contract is for anyway, though. I wonder how long that contract that, like, Shannon agreed to a buyout for was, like, how many years were left on that contract. I don't know. Is it like a Dame Lillard situation? I don't know. Anyways, yeah, I guess that's that for now. Someone with an interesting Twitter name. There's so many like people with Twitter names that are like puns. You know, it's so weird. I don't know. Maybe I should do that. I don't know. It's weird how people do that, but the ads are mostly kind of like, you know, normal. I don't know. To me, like the at is the at is the thing where you should be creative rather than just your name. I don't know, but whatever. Maybe it probably should be the opposite, since you could like change the name like enough times. I said before that I was gonna change my name a lot, but yeah, I guess I don't do that anymore. I don't know. I just want my Twitter name to be like my name. My Twitter name, like in bold, is my real name. So you know. Someone said isolating yourself to heal too long leads you to not knowing how to connect with others after a while. Do everything in moderation. I kind of agree with that, yeah. Like, you know, I don't know. Like, you have, you know, I guess maybe it's a thing that, like, you have to, like, push yourself to, like, interact with people more. I don't know. Have I been doing that? I don't know. I mean, I think whenever I go to concerts, baby, like, it's being around people, though. Yeah, I think it is interaction, but I think some of it for me is, like, for me, I guess, personally, it is just being around other people. Yeah, I guess if anyone wants a personal update for me, is that I started a new semester at school, because I am still in school. So yeah. Not like the Wombat song School Uniforms, where he's like, I'm glad I'm not back in school. Yeah, I don't know, that just popped into my head. Oh man, I am back in school, but a different one that I've been going to in the past few years. It was interesting. And yeah, I don't know. The first thing I did was listen to the first, like, few songs off of Sound Alarm. Yeah, I guess, like, if I'm trying to be personal for this little tiny, like, bit. Yeah, I guess that's all I'm gonna say. I started a semester at a new school, so, yeah. Someone said couch co-op games don't exist anymore because they don't want you to make friends or fall in love. Yeah, that's a thing I just was seeing, yeah, from a podcast, is that, like, split screen is becoming an issue on like, to bringing games like Baldur's Gate 3 and like 2 specifically in particular. Yeah, just weird, like, two of, like, the descriptors I want to say. Games like Baldur's Gate 3 and other games like, yeah, Forza Motorsport, the split screen is a feature. Bringing that feature to consoles, because Baldur's Gate 3 is on PC, and to put it to, like, Xbox, specifically Series S, right, is becoming a problem. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how, like, the popularity of, like, split screen or couch co-op games. I would just say, I don't know. What was the last big one? Like, It Takes Two, right? Yeah, I mean, I assume, like, Mario Party and, like, Smash Brothers are, like, will always be evergreen in that category. But yeah. Yeah, definitely. I heard that, like, Halo doesn't even have it, or might not have it. That was a thing. Specifically, yeah, with the Series S too. But, you know, I'm fine with just having the weaker console, you know, it's fine, man. I just needed something that can play, like, next-gen games-ish, you know. If it can play Starfield, it's fine. I think I know that Starfield is not on Xbox One. I'm gonna be excited for it, okay? Okay, so something interesting, music-related, I wanted to get to in this segment, is that someone had a tweet that said, make a 20-track comp of your all-time fave tracks. Each artist can only feature once, not the best songs, the ones that bring instant joy the second you hear the first note, the ones that give other people the best insight to what stirs your soul. Share when ready. Yeah, and this became a whole thing. There's 16.5k freaking quote tweets on this. So I guess the two big quote tweet threads I'm gonna, like, have are, one, that, like, classic book thing. Like, what's a classic? I don't know if I said anything useful in that. I feel like I just, like, rambled way more than I usually did. So yeah, but this one's easy. It's just, like, seeing people's lists of songs. I don't know. There's some interesting ones. Yeah, there's some interesting ones. And I guess, like, my contribution is that I want to make this But primarily, I don't have an iPhone with a Notes app, so yeah, it's not that I can't like do it on my phone with a Notes app, but I just if I'm gonna post a screenshot, I want it to be with the iPhone Notes app, and I don't have that, so yeah, I resolved that I'm gonna post the 20 track thing, but in the description of this video. So whenever this video comes out, there's going to be in the description 20 songs. You know, if anyone wants to look at it, just look at it there. It's gonna be there. I'm gonna think about it. So yeah, here's some songs that people have put on there. The first one's by this guy called Rob Delaney. He's a music writer. Okay, it's already like refreshed. Here's some song choices: August by Taylor Swift, Just a Friend by Mario, not Bismarcky, the Def Cap for Cutie, We Look Like Giants. Believe Me Natalie by The Killers. Kanye West, All Falls Down. All I Want for Christmas Is You. Come on, man. It brings you joy? It brings you what? Anyone who doesn't have my last one on their list is lying. No, what the fuck? Come on, man. It just plays too damn much, man. Best I Ever Had remix. The Green Gentleman, Things Have Changed for Me by Panic at the Disco. Okay. That's one, guys. That's one freaking person's. Oh, here's one that's not the iPhone Notes app. Vampire Weekend, Diane, yeah. India Airplane, Over the Sea, Hey Ya. This is yeah, I guess this is just me listing songs. I don't know how fun this will be. It's just fun to see people's different music tastes. Cardigan? Is this Cardigan, an Alessia Cara song. Friggin' What a Time. Julia Michaels featuring Niall Horan. Selena Gomez and Marshmello? Interesting. Anything else? Anything. Yeah. Someone put My Chemical Romance on here. Carly Rae Jepsen. Soul Glow. Look at that. Gold Chain Punk. That Soul Glow album's kind of growing. Yeah, I really like that album. I like it. Yeah, This Modern Love. Look at that. By Block Party. Yeah. Yeah, the Block Party song I would put is freaking Like Eating Glass. I mean, spoiler alert, Like Eating Glass is going to be on that list, I feel like. If every artist can only feature once. Let me see if there are any freaking ones. And Avril Lavigne is on here, on one's list. Another Carly Rae Jepsen song, Rose Colored Boy by Paramore. Yeah, it's just interesting seeing people's music tastes. M83 is on here, Radiohead, The Killers. On another person's list. Yeah, I have to keep on mentioning it's another person's list. Bright Eyes, Stereo Lab, Jane Remover, No Doubt, Black Country New Road. Oh man, come on, man. I don't know, man. I don't think I could really get fully into Black Country New Road. Pearl Jam, Jeff Buckley, Nirvana, Fiona Apple, Lucy Dacus, Afghan Wigs, Smart Patrol. What is that? Project Pat. Waylon Jennings, Johnny Paycheck. That's like more hip hop. The Smiths. How Soon Is Now. Pearl Jam. Yeah, Pearl Jam again. Fiona Apple. Again, Wilco. Led Zeppelin. David Bowie. Anything interesting? Yeah, Always. Yeah, I don't know. I guess this is just, just me and looking at people's music tastes and judging it. Judging, like, I want to find something where it's like, I really do not like this. ABBA, Bruce Springsteen, The Beach Boys, Drake, Elle King, Elton John. Man, I don't think my list is gonna feature anything. I think I might put like a classic, like song from like the 1950s, but I don't know. Yeah. Beach House is on here. Bjork, The War on Drugs, Bon Iver, Future Islands, and yeah, I'm just like listing a bunch. The Strokes. Someone put The Strokes. Ode to the Mets. Interesting. Pink Floyd, Bjork, again, Japanese Breakfast, there you go. I'm just naming a bunch of things, man. There's a song called She'll Be 16 next year. Happy Birthday. Wait, someone, he put Happy Birthday and the artist is traditional. Wait, what? Happy Birthday? Wait, Santa Claus is on here? I know, man. Okay, alright. Oh, man. Kendrick is on here. Paramore, Yes, White Stripes, Soundgarden, yeah. And I'm just looking for anything, like, really, really interesting. Where it's like, oh, you're choosing a dance song? Someone put a bunch of artists that I do not know. Yeah, foreign artists. Dead Kennedys, XTC, Ella Fitzgerald. Yeah. So if you don't put like one kind of jazzy type of song, if you don't put one jazz song on here, come on, man. Like there's no jazz songs that bring you joy. Like come on, man. Yeah, I mean there has to be like a few, like one pre 2000. That's my only thing. I feel like there's gonna be like one or two on my list. I'm thinking about it right now. Yeah, I've like thought about it like these past few days. Outcast, yeah, Oasis, Talking Heads. I'm saying the artists and not the songs. Yeah, Bombs Over Baghdad. That was the song. Louie. Someone just put a bunch of times. Newfound Glory. Alien Ant Farm? What the hell? Oh, man. 1,000 Miles by Vanessa Carlton? All My Friends by LCD Sound System. Yeah, obviously. Pretty good. Hot Chips on here. I've heard of them. TV Girl. Led Zeppelin, The Beatles, Swans. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I could get into Swans. Daft Punk, Bats, Blade, Toe. Oh, man. Yeah, these are artists I'm naming primarily. Yeah. The Jackson 5, Katy Perry. No doubt. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I don't think this segment is necessarily interesting. Dance Yourself Clean by LCD Sound System. Car Seat Headrest. Mitski. The Kinks, De La Soul. Oh man, dude. Yeah, it's interesting how like this is the prompt that like garnered like these are free this is the like music tweet that people are gonna like quote tweet and reply to. It's cool. It's just a nice thing that like Wolf Like Me by TV on the Radio. It's just Take Me Home Country Roads. Is that who Olivia Newton-John, it says, is the artist? I don't know. Is that who wrote it? I thought John Denver was like the person who originally sang it. I don't know. Joni Mitchell. There's a band called The Band, I think. Chris Christopherson. Well, Joy Division. Paul Simon. Art Garfunkel. Tiger's Jaw. Oh no, not the Pete. Yeah, it's not the song. It's not a song from like the Pizza cover, so it's fine. Yeah, I guess these are just like a bunch of people's music tastes. I could like go further, but yeah. Anyways, look out for my 20 song compilation that I'm only exclusively gonna be posting in my description for the video. So yeah. Anyways. Oh god. A Swiftie on Twitter tweeted, "Guys, once 1989 Taylor's version comes out and Taylor decides to add a song to the setlist, will it be New Romantics or Out of the Woods? Because I don't know." Yeah, what is a better song between New Romantics and Out of the Woods? I feel like I would take Out of the Woods. I don't know. My freaking Taylor Swift opinion is that Out of the Woods is like significantly better than Style. I don't know, man. Like Out of the Woods is better than Style. New Romantics is better than Style. I feel like a lot of people see like Style as the best song from that album, but yeah. For Reputation, I feel like it's obviously Getaway Car. Yeah. And on the topic of Taylor Swift, I don't know, I guess maybe it could be one of the last things I discuss here. There is this like book series that I've been like seeing that like I've been slowly like pulled into like maybe being like I might give it a try. That well, I think I've always been somewhat interested in reading it, but in terms of like watching an adaptation of it that's on Amazon right now and is filled with friggin' Taylor Swift songs, like I don't know, man. Oh god. Yeah, The Summer I Turned Pretty. It's the end of summer right now, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like I could be interested in watching that, but I don't know, not before the XO Kitty series, which I still haven't freaking seen, man. Yeah. The story of, like, me watching shows and stuff and movies is that I've only really been watching anime and nothing else, man. And the Big Brother season and, like, the live feeds, because BB25 is, like, great. Like, if you haven't, those are other things I talked about, I guess. So I'm bringing those back so I can start fresh in yet next episode. So, yeah, I've been watching BB25. It's great. Sari, who was on Survivor. I haven't really watched Survivor all that much, but yeah, is great in the house. There's just so much stuff going on. Too much for me to talk about and cram into this one little thing. But yeah, The Summer I Turned Pretty, I could be interested in watching it or like reading the books. I might do the same thing I did with To All the Boys and like listen to the audiobooks and then like watch the friggin' show, but I don't know. There's like a whole thing. There's a time like last week where I was getting like a bunch of like accounts that like showed the shipping between like the characters. I don't know, but anyways, I guess that's basically like all I had for this episode. I hope it's a long one, yeah, to make up for just me missing freaking like all these weeks. I'm going to try to upload this before the end of August, so yeah, try is the keyword, okay? And I don't know, August I kind of stopped freaking like anything on like recording like for the past month, so I don't know. I chose to like get back into it again when frickin' I started this semester. So yeah, weird. I don't know. Is it intentional? I don't know. But yeah. Anyways, so oh yeah, I did not have any publishing drama for this episode. Yeah, that'll be covered in like that to a Twitter thing. So anyways, I guess that's basically it for this episode. I've recorded all of it. Right now it's at like 1 hour and 16 minutes, going on 17 minutes. So, yeah, I guess that's basically it for this episode. Do I have any last freaking thoughts? Anything? I can pack this episode. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, what music have I been listening to prime myself? Yeah, a lot of those, yeah, Local Native's new album and Daughter's new album, basically, are just the two ones I have on repeat, like, all the time, so. Anyways, that's basically it for this episode. Ooh, it's snowing in the game. That's basically, yeah, for the third time. That's it, and I will be back in the next episode, so until next time.